Now, right there is where Eklund wanted to intimidate Witherspoon by staring down on him, staring over him. Witherspoon comes out first, try to establish the control of this first round with that big swinging, looping right hand.
The mystery man in this fight is Witherspoon. Is he showing up in shape or not? Here's a guy who should be in the middle of the heavyweight picture, but after the first round loss to Bone Crusher Smith, a fight in which Witherspoon still contesting through the courts with Don King in the last-minute substitution for Tony Tubbs. And since that time, Witherspoon was out for a year, and he's had only 4 fights in the last 3 years, and trying to get back into the heavyweight picture. No question, one time considered one of the fine young heavyweights, the age of 25.
And look at how he is dwarfed beside Eklund. Eklund is so big, makes Witherspoon look small. And Witherspoon as a heavyweight is not small. He's 6'3", 231 pounds.
Oh, big right! There goes Eklund! This one is over. The big right by Witherspoon gets upstairs. Sean's prophetic words, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And after the countryman of Eklund, Hakan Brock, did just that to his opponent. And it is Eklund who pays the price. He gets it back from Witherspoon. What a shot by Witherspoon. And it decks and knocks Eklund out convincingly in the first round. Eklund, notoriously a slow starter, plodding fighter, slow, has good power, and Witherspoon got to him first, showed his power.
Witherspoon really went out there and beat Eklund at his own game. He stayed on the inside, unlike I felt like he was going to do, and warred with Eklund. Then he landed that big overhand right. He was pushing Eklund around, making Eklund fight on his heels. And it's tough when you're a fighter like Eklund. It's tough to throw big, heavy punches when you're on your heels.
Tim Witherspoon trying to regain the form that back in 1983 took Larry Holmes to 12 rounds before losing a disputed decision, getting the kisses and hugs from Dennis Rappaport. Trying to regain the form that beat Greg Page to win the WBC and beat Tony Tubbs to win the WBA championship. He has certainly been in the background, has never been discussed as an opponent for Tyson, and that certainly has something to do with his feud with Don King. Witherspoon has several things to prove, and a question of how much he proved here tonight. No question a flash knockdown, but very impressive against the towering Anders Eklund.
It was very impressive, but it's hard to tell much about Tim Witherspoon.
Can't tell.
Against a fighter like Eklund, because the only thing you saw was that he has a big right hand. Now, we've known all along that Tim Witherspoon has a good right hand and a good jab. We saw the big right hand today, but I'm glad I didn't see it as close as Anders Eklund did.
Well, tonight is deemed the night of the devastating punch. Earlier, 6'7" Hakan Brock teed off and laid out Charles Dredd for about 15 minutes before they carried Dredd out on a stretcher. And his countryman, Anders Eklund, the 6'7" heavyweight from Sweden, is now in turn stretched out on the canvas, taking a powerful roundhouse right by Tim Witherspoon. Eklund has been down now for over 5 minutes, and Witherspoon coming over to help his fallen victim. And that was a shot heard all over Scandinavia. Eklund, who had contemplated retirement, certainly unhappy that he was unable to fight in his hometown where boxing is banned. He had come back after a year layoff with a couple of victories, including one in March against Phil Brown in Reno, his only fight in the U.S. before tonight. And he may contemplate retirement now. This is the biggest name he has fought. It was just a question of which Tim Witherspoon would he be fighting? Witherspoon with Dennis Rappaport, and I'm sure they're discussing a shot at Tyson right now. But there was some question about Witherspoon fighting the winner of Foreman and Cooney, although the winner of that fight may be ticketed to step in the ring with Mike Tyson. Well, let's find out the time of that first round knockout by Witherspoon, and we'll go to Ed Darian.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of this bout, 1 minute and 11 seconds of the first round, and the winner by a knockout, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon. And have a nice round of applause for Anders Eklund. Let's hear it, Paul.